All right, so I've got a slight dilemma. The engine needed to have the front differential installed prior to putting the motor into the engine bay. It's really the only way it's going to fit because there's such a small cavity in between the wheel well and the engine block itself that there's not enough room once you put that intermediate shaft into the differential, because it needs to be assembled as a whole. Something I did not realize earlier on. In my previous builds that I did with the car, or previous motor swaps, I always left that intermediate shaft in the front diff and had installed it outside of the engine bay. So I never really came across this issue until now. And the whole reason why I don't have it done this time in that order was because the bolts had got stolen by a scrapper when they were sitting outside my shop for the front diff to mount to the actual engine block. So I did it out of order, but thankfully I just happened to come across some literature that I was looking at on the front diff and other things like that, and I realized that soon enough where it's only going to be 5 bolts removed out of the back of the engine to the transmission itself, and then I'll lift this back out and reinstall it as it's just sitting above the bay here. So the normal operation, like if you were to take this to a mechanic shop, what they would do, like your whole engine would have all the dressing, everything else on it, and all the components and drivetrain, everything would be so normalized and underneath the engine bay that the quickest way for them to do it would actually be to lower the power steering rack, the subframe, some suspension components, and that's how you have to install it in that particular case when your engine is in its full dressing. So it may not be that difficult for me to do that either at this point, but those were torque to yield bolts on the subframe and a few other components there, and I didn't want to have to research again finding new bolts for this car. It's been really difficult on finding bolts that have been stolen, trying to locate them from GM. Even with using the VIN number in the GM platforms, it's still kind of difficult, and the best results I've had is actually using Grok AI. I used Google AI, it didn't come out with the right answer, so someone had mentioned Grok about a different scenario. I was like, I'm just going to try this Grok AI. Yeah, and it definitely pulled up the right bolts. And I know that because I measured the bolts where the spots where it would go into the block, how far out or how far into the block it would go, just by with a different bolt size. Mark that, how long that goes into the oil pan, and then the portion on the right here on the front diff, like this cavity here where the bolt goes through, I measured that and it came out with 100 something millimeters or centimeters, excuse me. And then, long story short, the ones that Google AI suggested weren't even like 70s. I think there may be 270s on there, but they didn't have the full information. And so again, I'd be sitting here if I just ordered what Google AI said with missing bolts. So Grok AI did figure those out for me. So that's my mistake. If you have an all-wheel drive and you have your motor out and your diff off, make sure to reinstall your differential first before you put the engine back in. Other than that, at least nothing's broken to this point. I did come across a lot of parts upstairs at our business to start prepping for installation. Catch can, air conditioner, oil pump housing, coolant lines, alternator, brackets, a number of things there. Front coolant, passage. So what I'm going to focus on now, though, I'm still waiting on some other parts, is today I'm going to focus on doing the fuel transfer. So I'm removing the fuel pump from underneath the rear of the seat. I already have that cut out. And then I'm going to drain or transfer all the old fuel out of the gas tank, because I can't risk having any old fuel going through this. I mean, as little as possible. I'll try to flush out all I can. And, you know, if you don't have the right fuel, if your fuel's been sitting for 2 years like I have, or a year and a half, it's not, more than likely it could have water in it, essentially. Your condensation builds up is what I'm talking about. And old gas and condensation mixed together, it's not going to spark, and it's not going to ignite your spark well. And then when you have new pistons and rings, you're trying to set your rings properly, that could lead to a bad situation. So I need really good fuel in there for the startup, and you know, the first few cranks might be some old fuel within the line. I'm going to try to purge that too, but I can't guarantee that it'll happen. So after that initial line set fuel that goes through there, I want all the stuff in the gas tank, excuse me, to be fresh fuel from there on forward. So that's what I'm going to work on today.